Alright, what's up, guys? Good morning. Okay, so yesterday I was able to have one profitable trade after the stream ended on CRON. I made like $8 or $9 on it. Small gain, but it took back some of those losses, and so I was only down a smaller amount, so that's always good. Today, the big mover in the market is CNET, CNET. You can see it's gapping up from 247 all the way to 410. Also, ROKU is moving a pretty big amount from 33 to 35, 81. Went all the way up to almost 37, so going to keep an eye on that. Very obvious support and resistance areas here and here. So we'll see what happens there. Keeping an eye on HMNY, like I said, see if it starts to push over 4. But if it holds this and pre-market this morning, if it holds above this and then drops below it, maybe a good short down to 370. So going to watch that. I'm also going to remove some of these previous lines here. There we go. Watching CGIX from yesterday, it's at 140. Going to keep an eye on it, see kind of what it can do, see if it can get over 150 maybe. What else? And then there is AMD. It's slowly pushing up. High float stock, but it's moving some in pre-market. So going to keep an eye on it. LADR. Either going to watch for a rebound, maybe a continuation short if it breaks on a 1350. It's not gapping down too much. It's not an overextended gap down, I wouldn't say. And so we'll see if it continues, if it breaks under 350 and continues to fall. What else? CRON. I had one losing trade yesterday on this one and then one winning trade. And so it's gapping up some. Found some resistance at $8. Going to look at it over 8. See what it can do there. DPW and MARA. More DPW just because it's moving more. Going to watch it over this 135 level. This pre-market high. Maybe if it gets rejected there, maybe a good short down to 119. And so we'll see what happens here with DPW. Also watching JDST. It's moving up some, getting right around that high of yesterday at $49. Gotta keep an eye on it. Also, that may be it actually. Yeah, that's it. Okay, so that's my watch list for this morning. Oh, ARQL, last one. Had a really nice move early this morning. Gave some of it back. We'll see if it can fight to get back over 3. See if it holds over this 282 level as well. So we'll see what happens with it too. Alright, so let me check out the chat. Good morning, Unknown. NYC, what's up, man? 7, Motor, Imago, Track Racer, what's up, guys? Alright, so let's see if some of these are actually tradable. I'm hoping some of them are at least. CGIX is not. ARQL is not. ROKU is. CNET is not. That's the biggest, that's the most frustrating one, is CNET not being tradable. AMD is, of course, very popular stock. LADR is not. What? Yeah, this is kind of the, this is kind of what happens with TradeNet. Like, yesterday a huge majority of my watch list was tradable, and then today, not that many. Like, I could trade HMNY and ROKU, AMD, CRON, and DPW. So about half. Frustrating. Hopefully we get a decent, some more movers to get into, but definitely frustrating. I really wanted to trade CNET, and it used to be tradable, but for some reason they removed it from their trade list, and so. Yeah, it's a little chilly here in Texas. It's not too cold. It's probably like 50 degrees, 60 degrees. Good morning, Atheon. What's up, man? Yeah, down south the humidity makes it feel a lot colder than it actually is. I've lived in the South United States for years, but my stepdad is from Sault Ste. Marie, Ontario, Canada, and so um, I've been up there and I felt like -10, -15, and it's really cold. Don't get me wrong, but the humidity in South Texas makes 30 or 20 or 30 degrees feel like 0 degrees up there. So what's up, Meter? Twitter, Atheon. Yeah, Twitter's not a bad gap up. It usually does something like this. I mean, it's a little bit larger gap up than usual though, but it usually moves something like this. Twitter moves a lot in after hours and pre-market, more than most stocks. Let's see what the SPY's doing. SPY's gapping up. Alright, so let's look up to see why some of these are moving. NLST tanked in after hours. Let's check it out real quick. Yeah, it did. We'll look up, see why it's doing that. Alright, so first things first, we'll look at ROKU, see why it had such a big push in after hours yesterday. Alright, so Roku shares up 8% in pre-market. 0.72 Asset Management reported 5.1 passive stake on Monday. So kind of good news for ROKU. I wouldn't say it's super, a super strong catalyst, but it's decent news, We'll see what happens with it. ROKU. Now for the big one, CNET. Probably the biggest watch today for me, even though I can't trade it on TradeNet. Alright, so they reported the fourth quarter and full year 2017 unaudited financial results, and they must have been good. They put out a bunch of press releases about it. Good earnings, Fed speaker. Alright, quarter four revenue increased. So yeah, good news for CNET. Good earnings, a real catalyst. So we'll see what happens with it. Next is HMNY. Nothing to really say about it. Not really any catalyst that I see for HMNY. I know this is a movie phone. I think it had a good news story come out yesterday, and so it may start coming down, so I'm going to watch it. There's CGIX. I know this is a big mover from yesterday, CGIX. Not really any news releases to talk about, except for the one yesterday, the FDA clearance yesterday for CGIX. So that's pretty good news, but it was yesterday, so we'll see what happens today with it. Alright, so AMD won Company of the Year at the esteemed PCR Awards 2018 in London. So the tech company did pretty good. with that press release. Let's see. There's JDST. And let me know if you guys see anything else that's moving. JD doesn't really have any catalyst. It's just kind of moving some. LADR, let's see why it's gapping down so much. Netflix went on a pretty big run too. It doesn't really say why LADR is down. Then there's CRON, that was from yesterday though. And then the last one, just DPW. Just says DPW Holdings hosts investor webcast today at 3:30 Pacific time. So that's kind of why it's gapping up some, but it moves a lot generally already in pre-market. So those are the news on the stocks this morning. Oh yeah, Twitter. Let's look up, see why Twitter's moving. So analysts, Morgan Stanley upgrades Twitter to equal weight from underweight. Twitter ad business enticing Morgan Stanley to upgrade it. So, good news for Twitter. Kind of a puff piece, but we'll see how it reacts to it. So yeah, that's my watch list for this morning. Let me know if you see anything else. Not a lot of it is available to trade on TradeNet, so I'm going to have to just wait for premium setups to get into stuff. So we got 135 for DPW as its high. You can see one DPW here. DPW had a nice little push here. Maybe a good risk reward trade with a risk of 35 and a reward of 118, 117. Maybe not really. Probably about even risk reward, actually, looking at it. If I can get an entry of 130 or better, maybe. Alright, so we'll see what CNET does. Gonna be watching this one. Wish I could trade it, but definitely gonna be watching Roku as well. What's up, guys? What's up, Track Racer? Dog, what's up? Luke. Sandy. Santy, sorry. What's up, guys? Track Racer. GoPro, EVIO. Alright, let's look at GoPro. Yeah, GoPro looks okay if we can get over this 575 level right here. Now, risk of 550 wherever I decide to get into it if I do. But yeah, you could look at Netflix. It had a pretty crazy move. Yesterday up, what is it up? From $30 or for $300 all the way to 33 at its high. So pretty big move. It's just so expensive of a stock, you know. HMNY. What's up, Deshaun? What's up, man? Amago. Right, Amago. I agree, man. It's kind of like the Fight Club rule, you know. What's up, Santy? What's up, man? Alright, so yeah, some of the, about half of this watch list is tradable. I'm going to have to use the other half on Robinhood. We're watching CNET on Robinhood. Alright, so Roku kind of diving down some. I would have preferred to wait for it to drop under this before. We'll see if it finds some support at 35 or if it can drop under this 34.50 level really. Oh, that's a good trade then, Deshaun. RKDA. Yeah, I saw RKDA I think yesterday. It's gapping up some. Trying to get back up. This $30 point should be pretty heavy resistance. We'll see how it acts there. MBOT, MBOT. Yeah, kind of like MBOT. Gapping up more than it usually does, it looks like. We'll see if it can continue here. Let's look at the daily. It's at 182, so it's at right here. May run into resistance at 184 and 188. Gonna mark those levels. I may look at some gap down reversals today, so I'm going to start looking to see if I can find any gap downs. What's up, AB? Not if you don't have a gold account, no. Unfortunately. Yeah, it's a bummer, but you have to have a gold account to do it. All right, so no worries, AB. Yeah, that's the biggest problem I run into with really to do after hours and to do swing trading, overnight holds specifically. I would have to get a real broker. I do it on Robinhood sometimes, but my share size is so small just for that reason. If the stock starts tanking in pre-market or after hours, I can't get out of it until the open, so it's just very risky. And if I was going to kind of give swing trading a real shot, I would have to use something like Thinkorswim or SureTrader and just have enough equity. I'd probably want to use something like Thinkorswim and just have enough equity in my account so where the T+2 rule doesn't really affect me too much is what I would do. Maybe put like 3 or 4 grand in it and only use a third of that equity per trade. Just kind of the route I would take, just because like I said, if not, the T2 rule is going to make you wait 2 days after each transaction and you're never going to be able to really trade much. So, and okay. And LST. Yeah, I'm kind of looking for maybe some extenuation shorts. NOK. I do like NOK. I've seen NOK move before. If you guys want to see the chart, it's right here. It's a high float stock being Nokia, but we'll see. TNX, DRRX. No worries, AB. But yeah, that's just the route I would take. You know, I would use a a well-known broker like Thinkorswim or something like that, and then just put enough money in my account to where the T2 rule doesn't really affect me as much. Because if not, like if you only put like $1,000 in your account, you're gonna have to wait for that equity to. You're gonna have to wait 2 days after the transaction date after each trade if you use your equity in one trade. So maybe put enough to have a decent amount to where you only have to use a third of your equity, and then you can do as much overnight holds as you want every week. GERN. Oh yeah, I like GERN. I missed that one. Appreciate it, Santi. I know I can trade GERN as well. Maybe looking for a short on HMNY under this 390 level, especially if it gets rejected at 4 right here. What's up, D-Evid? CANN. Yeah, it's moving some. Does U-Stock trade allow you to trade OTC now? I'm not sure. I haven't been using U-Stock lately. I have to deposit the money back into my account because I withdrew it. I kind of use U-Stock trade as like a bank account. I completely forgot to do it though. I have to add the money back just because I have enough trades on Robinhood as well, so where I don't have to use U-Stock trade right now. But I should have some more money back in there in the next week or so. If you want to see me trade on U-Stock trade as well. CNET starting to break the pre-market high. It just broke it. It's at 424 now with a high of 426. So looks interesting. ARQL. Yeah, I was watching ARQL. It's at 289 now. It's on my other monitor right here on my right. High of 270 before the close. And sitting at 289 now with a high of after hours in pre-market of 322. So big move. Gave a lot of it back. Maybe a good short down to 272 level. We'll see though. CMA. Yeah, CMA starting to fall. I'm gonna look for maybe some gap down continuations. Maybe BLCM is what I'm kind of watching for a gap down continuation. You can see BLCM here gapping down from 9 all the way to its lows at about $8. So if it can get under this 790 level, maybe a good short down to 757 with a stop at 839 or stop at 815 maybe. What's up, Salty? What's up, man? So Track Racer, they actually recently changed it from the T+3 rule, and they changed it down to the T2 rule. And I know with, like, for instance, on Thinkorswim, I can't guarantee this, so I'm not 100% sure, but supposedly if you have a cash account in Thinkorswim, you don't have to follow the pattern day trading rule. You just have to have enough equity in your account to trade. And for instance, when I traded on Thinkorswim, if you go back and check some of my old videos, I have a decent amount of me trading on Thinkorswim. It gives you the count. of how many day trades you have left. And every time I would get into a trade with just a cash account, not a margin account, it would never actually take a day trade off. And so it would constantly say 3 day trades. And so I think if you have a cash account, it doesn't matter. The day trading rule is only with margin accounts. And like I said, they recently changed the T3 rule, and they changed it to the T+2 rule, which I think was super necessary. And really, I would prefer it to be under that, because it's one thing to not allow 3 day trades per week, but it's another thing to not allow 3 day trades per week and also make you wait 3 days after your transaction. But they recently changed it to the T2 rule. You can look it up. It used to be the T3 rule. Now it's the T2 rule. What's up, Salty? Yeah, I'll do that, 7. But yeah, I think the SEC voted for it, and now it's only the T2 rule, which is great. Before you'd have to wait 3 days. Now you only have to wait 2 days per transaction. Yeah, Netflix had a crazy push. All right, guys, so we got about 14 minutes until the open. Still kind of looking. See what else I can get into. Yeah, I was watching for that exact thing, Atheon. Like, if you look at BLCM, kind of what I was seeing here, you can see all the previous support it had at 790 and 8. If it breaks under that 785, 790 level, the next stop is at 760, and so it may be a good short under there with a stop at either 8 or 815 maybe. Or if you get in at 8, you could comfortably set a stop at 815 and try to ride it down to, either 788 or 760. But if it's 788, the risk reward's not there. 760, the risk reward is there. So yeah, dog, I wish I could trade CNET. I was actually bummed out. It's not tradable on TradeNet, but it's definitely overbought, I think. So it's time to, it would be time to short it, maybe under this 7 or this 383 level here, but unfortunately, it's not tradable. AVEO. Yeah, it's gapping up a small amount in pre-market so far. High of yesterday is 286. Really, I was looking at AVEO yesterday after the market closed, maybe for like a options trade. If you look at the daily with AVEO, it could maybe a good options trade. Maybe for a short if it keeps getting rejected here at this 3 and 315 level. A lot of resistance there. And so maybe down to 2 where you sell. But AVEO is one of the cheap stocks that you can trade options on with Robinhood. And so I was looking at this for an options trade the other day, actually. AVEO should have options. I thought I saw it. Let me check. At least I thought it did yesterday. Maybe they changed it. Yeah, they have options for it. I mean, the next option they have is a medium-term option. It's a $4 call for 60 cents. per share, or 60 cents per option. They have a few puts as well. April 20th, yeah, they have a decent amount of options for AVEO on Robinhood. They have April 20th options, May 18th options, July 20th, October 19th, all the way to January 17th, 2020. And so, yeah, there's some options on Robinhood with AVEO. Yeah, Atheon, I was looking at LADR. Unfortunately, I can't trade it on TradeNet. So kind of bummed out about it. Would like to short it under that 1550 level if it does drop. Not 1550, 1350. I would like to short it under 1350, but unfortunately there's no, it's not tradable for me. No, you're good, AB. Don't worry about it, man. Yeah, with CNET, I mean, CNET, it's just kind of extended a little bit of a double top that just formed, but it's holding its gains in pre-market, and so I'd be careful with it. But usually when I see a stock gap up this much, especially after it had bad earnings already, I'm usually more short biased with it. And unfortunately, I can't trade it today, but looking at it for potential short, just kind of a paper trade, a mental side, just because I can't trade it. GERN starting to come down some. Yeah, I'm looking at ROKU. I mean, it's holding above this flag right here. This flag's high at 35.18 or 35.20. Yeah, kind of bummed out about it, Atheon. IPWR. Yeah, I do kind of like IPWR. Appreciate it. I didn't really see this one. It's gapping up some. It's over the $0.50, and it kind of had a nice push the last few days. Let's see if it's tradable. I know it used to be. It's not anymore. I don't know why they start removing. Like, if a stock's tradable, they should just leave it, you know, and just let you continue to trade it, but unfortunately they didn't. Facebook and Tesla. Yeah, Tesla's falling down. It had a really big push back up here. You could see it pushed back up April 4th or April 5th. Had a really big push back up here. I think that was from Elon saying that the company would be profitable in the second half of this year is what he said, I think. And so I think it made the stock push up. I was telling my wife about it. It's kind of ironic, you know. It's kind of a self-fulfilling prophecy. He says the company's going to be profitable, and so people start buying his stock, and then the stock moves up some, and in turn the stock's more profitable just from him saying that he's going to be profitable in the second half of this year. So a little bit of a self-fulfilling prophecy there, but I like Elon. Kind of like what he's doing. He's selling flamethrowers right now, so can't hate on him too much. CCIH up. 135, yeah, I see that one. CNET. Yeah, I didn't see CNET. I doubt it's tradable. No, unfortunately. But maybe a good play on Robinhood or something like that. Probably will follow CNET. I'm guessing it's a Chinese stock as well. Yeah, I use 7. I use stockmarketwatch.com. It will kind of give you a list of all the pre-market gappers and up or down, both gainers and losers. So stockmarketwatch.com. I use Finviz. I use StockTwits, not necessarily to trust in what people say, but just to see what everybody else is watching. I use StockTwits some. Is that some sarcasm I hear from you, dog? It's got to be sarcasm, right? Yeah, those Mark Zuckerberg memes were pretty funny about his when they questioned him. It was pretty funny. They made some funny memes about Mark. Yeah, say what you want about Mark Zuckerberg, but that dude is a smart dude. You know, you can't hate on him too much. All right, so 5 minutes until the open, a little bit less than 5 minutes. See if we can find anything else maybe. ZS had a nice little push yesterday. I might watch ZS as well. TNDM too. All right, guys, we got about 2.5 minutes. Yeah. No, The Social Network was good, dog. I actually like that movie. Really good movie. Kind of shows you how a business can get created quickly and run. A good lesson I take from A Social Network is don't be really quick to try to monetize your businesses. Let them become bigger before you monetize them. I think that's a really good lesson, because if you monetize them too early and flood your users with ads, people are going. It's not going to get as big. People are going to get turned off by it. So I think that's a good lesson for business owners, at least with .com related businesses. Seed, RKDA. Yeah, I mean, Seed, no volume. All right, guys, we got about a minute left. Good luck, everyone. Z and GA. Yeah, high float stock. We'll see. BLCM starting to drop some, getting closer to that low of pre-market at 8. So gonna watch that. VLRX tipple. Oh, nice. I didn't see VLRX. Appreciate it. Fortunately, it's not tradable either on trade night, unfortunately. All right, guys, we got 30 seconds. Good luck. Yeah, it happens, Atheon, for sure. All right, 15 seconds, guys. Good luck, everyone. All right, market's opening up right now, so good luck. There's the open. All right, CNET quick drop. It's down to 378 now. Trying to bounce. TNDM maybe starting to push here. ROKU starting to wash some. HMNY, we'll see if it holds support at 4. And BLCM starting to maybe rebound here. It's up to 828 now. Good morning, Ben. What's up, man? Good morning, Sense. ROKU kind of watching at 35. See what happens there. It's right down to 35 now. GERN, little washout long here at GERN. Up to 96. Nice little washout long right here on GERN. What's up, Ant? All right, so HMNY is breaking under the lows here. CNET starting to break under the lows as well. All right, so BLCM having a little bit of a washout long here, up to 834. GERN had a beautiful washout long here, breaking the pre-market high now. What's up, Sean? HMNY starting to tumble some. A little bit of a pullback here on HMNY. ZS pushing up. CEAC starting to rebound some after a big gap down. KBSF, look at KBSF here. Nice little 1 minute pullback on KBSF, starting to push up over 7, reaching $8 now with a high of 844. So nice move on KBSF. GERN still climbing here up to 410. This is the crucial level. You can see there was resistance at 412 here. So we'll see what GERN can do. Let's see what the SPY's doing today. SPY washed out some initially at the open, and it's starting to bounce a little bit back here. GERN testing that high at 412. HMNY starting to push back to 4. Alright, there's BLCM. Testing 8 now. SPY's about to crack the low of the day again, maybe. Right around that area now. Cron washing. VLRX. Yeah, VLRX is already halted from the open. So crazy move. WATT. WATT pushing some. Alright, so my only trade idea really right now is a gap down continuation on BLCM. GERN still pushing up steady here. SPY's dropping more. GERN up to 420 now. Big move. Watching BLCM really closely here. Alright, so I'm short on BLCM. Cracked under the low. Big push back really quickly. I'll set a stop at 812 maybe. So it looks like it was just a fake out at that low. I'll try to give it time. Yeah, I've also noticed it's kind of following the SPY some. As the SPY bounces, it bounces a little bit. HIMX maybe. $7.60. See, HIMX is starting to push pretty strong here. Alright, so BLCM back down to 790s. Nice, down to 792. We'll see if it continues here. Down to 793. We'll see if it continues here, get some legs. If it gets back over 8, I'm just going to jump out. CRON steady falling here. Maybe a good short right here under the 750 level for CRON. A lot of asks on the level 2, but these could be fake offers, so got to be careful with it. They could just be trying to either scare people down so they can get a better long price, or they could be going short and just trying to scare buyers out of here, so going to be careful with it. Easy stop set at 8 if it does pop over 8. Just needs to break. It needs to continue. See, this would have been a really nice short at 754 here with CRON. I was watching it, but I'm too busy in this trade. Yeah, they're kind of battling out. Buyers and sellers are kind of battling it out right here. A lot of resistance at 795, so gonna let it bounce out. All the asks are gone on the level 2. All right, so HMNY is starting to get another leg up here. You can see HMNY starting to break the high of the day at 404. VLRX is resumed. Yep, VLRX is resumed. Crazy move. Look at this thing from 119 yesterday to 458 right now. So really crazy move on VLRX. The SPY's rebounding a pretty big amount as well. But HMNY is starting to break over the whole dollar and continuing here after a gap down last night. Look at DPW, guys. I completely missed DPW right now. Look at this. Look at this move. I mean, it's a small range, but it had a really nice move up here. You can see it's at 139 now. Nice little washout long setup this morning. And VLRX starting to push up to test that high. Alright, so I got out for $8 gain on BLCM. I just jumped out as soon as I saw the profit. Maybe should have let it work down to the 760 level, but I'll take the small gain. The last few weeks have been tough, so I'm going to take profits when I can. But yeah, I'm happy with that trade. Decent trade. Called out my trade idea before the stream, so I'll take it. Maybe left $1 or $2 off the table with it. That my exit should have been 760, but I took the bulk of the move, and so not bad. HMNY pushing up still, trying to break that 408 level. DPW pulling back some. Let's see what else is moving. Appreciate it, random guy. Appreciate it, man. CLNE had a little bit of a push. PCG trying to test the high of the day. Kron had a nice little fall after it had a big move yesterday. The SPY is kind of in one of those choppy modes here. You can see a lot of the times the SPY will do this. The SPY will go down to the low of the day, bounce off the low, go back up to the high, bounce off the high, go back down to the low. And so a lot of the times the SPY will actually get in that really choppy pattern. And when that happens, usually the market follows it. And so we'll see what happens with the SPY. See if everything else kind of follows it. All right, so there's VLRX starting to pull back some. Let's look to see it hold at $3 for some support. MFGP still pushing up some. Not the most volume, a little bit low volume on it, but keeping an eye on it as well. CHEK maybe starting to run. ZS, you could look at ZS. It is up to $29.93 now, so big move. All right, so BLCM continues to drop. I'm really curious if it's going to hit that 160 level that was my target, really, or that 760 level that was initially my target. The biggest support right now is 772, so if it breaks under that, it could easily go to 760. And so maybe this will be a good lesson on waiting and trying to let it hit my target. We'll see. At the same time, I took profits when I had them, so I'm not too upset with it. I'm just curious now. But yeah, look at ZS here. Really strong. Testing $30 now. DPW maybe trying to get back over that high of the day. Alright, so here's the crucial point right here for BLCM. It looks like it's breaking. There it goes. Just broke. We'll see if it continues heading down here. It had pretty bad news. So broke the low of the day down to 770. Yep, there goes 766. I gotta follow my plan. I hope you're still holding it, Atheon. Yeah, for sure, Atheon. VLRX, man. I don't know if I could do that. I'm not. It's just too crazy, you know. But yeah, DPW got up to 139. It's kind of bouncing off that high now. Appreciate it, Atheon. Yeah, good trade yourself, man. What's up, D-Coats? Yeah, so it was just a gap down continuation. So, for instance, when a stock has really bad news, so if you look at BLCM here, if a stock has really bad news, you know, a continuation short is a little bit more likely. And so if you look at the news on BLCM, let's see if I can find it. Let's see when it started. Okay, so yeah, it actually started gapping down yesterday. Most of this gap down is from yesterday. And so yeah, the news is pretty bad. I mean, the news is BLCM said Monday that it has commenced an underwritten public offering of 7 million shares of its common stock. It expects to grant the underwriters of the offering a 30-day option to purchase up to an additional 1,050,000 shares of its common stock at the public offering price. Citigroup and Jefferies LLC are acting as lead book runner managers for the offering. And so they issued a public offering for a decent amount of their shares, which is not bullish at all. And so in turn, you can see the stock washing out some. I'm curious to see what the price for the offering was. That might explain where it's going down to. But yeah, when a stock has bad news, like a legit catalyst, like a legit bad news catalyst, you know, if the stock is if the stock has bad news, or if the gap down is just really extended, like a huge gap down, I'm more bullish at the open. But when the stock has not a small gap down, but a relatively small gap down, not a huge one, like from 9 to, where did it open up at? 9 to 8:20 or 8:30, so 60-70 cent gap down. I'd like to see a continuation short, especially if the catalyst is bad, and so I just got in at the low of this pre-market session and after hour session. So you can see the low is right here at around $8, and you can see I've drawn support and resistance lines here. And so really it was a good risk reward trade is the best way to explain it. If you look at my stop the whole time was at 8.12, and you can see it bounced directly off of 8.12 where that previous resistance was, and my target was 760. Now I didn't hold it down to my target. I got out at like 778 or 776. But 760 was my target or my reward, and 812 is my resistance, or is my risk. And so if I get in at 8, my risk is only 12 cents, where my reward is going to be down to this 760 level. So a 40-cent reward and a 12-cent risk. And so good risk reward, that's why I got into it, if that makes sense. But yeah, I said my stop was at 8.12, and you can see it bounced directly off of 8.12. You can see it got up to 8.13. It, luckily I set a mental stop. I was going to let it test it right here to see if it could get over there, but it couldn't. And so just textbook technical analysis, it got rejected right where I would have gotten out at if it would have made another push and then continued to fall. Almost reached my target too. It got down to 766, so really close. Not a bad trade. I'll take it, especially after how the last few weeks have been. OPGN. Man, look at that move up to 244 and then down to 2. Yeah, that's why it's really kind of sketchy to jump in stocks before they form a range, I always want to see a stock form a range first, and OPGN, I mean, it formed a range, but the range is between 2 and 244, so rather large range to try to get into. And okay, Nokia. Yeah, Nokia had a really nice washout long here. Dropped down some, broke the high of the day here, and then continued up. It's a high float stock, so it doesn't make big moves really, but nice washout long setup there. All right, so ZS is finally crashing. It couldn't break $30. And if you want to know why my stop was set right around 813, it's because that was the low right here. So I let it test this low. Alright, so the SPY is trying to crack over the high of the day here. You can see the SPY. And a majority of stocks follow the SPY. And so you can see the SPY starting to crack the high of the day. Really, it just did. And so we'll see if any of these other stocks get a volume spike on the upside. Yeah, no problem, D-Coats. LGCY track. Yeah, LGCY is making a nice little move here. Needs some more volume though. Gotta watch it over 624. But like I said, I'd like to see more volume with it. DPW bouncing off of 130. CHEK getting a volume spike. Yep, Annan. Uh, Honestly, I have no idea. I'm not great at holding stocks throughout the entire day, and so I don't really want to give advice on that. I just for liability reasons, but also just because it's not really what I'm the best at. It's not really what I'm used to, and so I don't want to give you bad advice, man. If it's an all-day hold, it's basically a trend. You want to try to find the trend in a stock. Appreciate it, Anik. Appreciate it, man. Outsider, you're in HMNY. Yeah, I was watching this one earlier. Starting to push up some. Has some bull flags here up to 428. Good move, man. Nice trade. V. Man, look at V here, yeah. Nice move. HMNY up to 430. Big move here. Right, Atheon. So poetically put, but yeah, kind of what Atheon says. Don't go against the trend is basically what he's saying. If you're a longer term hold trader, don't go against the trend. Don't try to guess the end of the trend. Basically, trend following is what my strategy would be if I traded longer term. And when I say longer term, I just mean it could mean a few hours or a day or two, for me at least. All right, so HMNY is pushing up to 440. It's got a lot of resistance right around that area, especially 444. So we'll see if it can break. I think it definitely needs a pullback here. Really kind of tempting to short it right here on HMNY. See if it makes a quick drop for a scalp. But just like we just said, don't try to go against the trend, at least on this type of trade. Nice 7. LGCY. Yeah, you can see why I said maybe a good scalp trade for that incoming pullback. Very obvious and easy to predict that pullback right there on HMNY. I'm not saying it won't break this area, but usually when it reaches that area after all of this green move here, no really pullbacks here, fairly easy to predict that pullback. Still too risky ultimately, but fairly easy to predict. All right, so I'm watching CRO in here still. Maybe if it breaks this low of the day, I'll jump in at 730. Maybe I should trust my instincts a little bit more. It wouldn't have been a bad risk reward trade if I got in right around that 439 level where it was at. If it breaks over 444, I can exit, set a target for 420. So would have been a good risk reward trade actually. But I hit that one on the nose, man. I was exactly right. I had a feeling that pullback was coming right here when it hits this level. Oh, Outsiders, I know you're holding this one, man. I hope you you got some profit with it. Looks like you did if your entry was 407. So heck of a trade, man. Good job, bro. BPMX 7. Yeah, nice move. Good job, bro. All right, so there's the break. There's the pullback and the break on HMNY up to 446. Let's look to see if we can get over 450 now. Shorted I at 920, Sean. Nice, man. Nice trade, bro. Good job, man. I think it's nice little downtrend for sure. CHEK. Yeah, I don't know. Let me see. I'll look up CHEK, see what's going on with it. So it gapped up and then it made another initial push. It says traders circulating USPTO document for check cap regarding quote unquote radiation source for intralumen Imagine capsule. I'm trying to see what the news is on CHEKCY. It's halted and not resuming. Doesn't really say. But interesting move. But man, look at HMNY still running here. I hope you're still holding it, Outsider. Nice trade, bro. Still moving up at 460 now. Broke 450 clean. Alright, so there's the resumption on CHEK. It came back down and filled the entire gap going down though. Big drop. Moving really quickly on the downside. Man, look at HMNY. It's on a tear. Look at this. Up to 469. Big move. Yeah. Nice, bitch. Good trade, man. There's no telling, dog, when HMNY is going to turn around. There's a little bit of a pullback there. Big up wick, so maybe it's time for it to reverse, but we'll see. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and close the stream down now. It's about 10:12 market time, 10:11. Not a bad day. Had a profitable trade, so I'll take it. Hopefully I can use that momentum and do a little bit better this upcoming week. Nice to get a profitable trade, even though it's a small one, but I'll take it. Anyways, guys, if you haven't already, hit the subscribe button. I day trade every weekday morning live on stream right here on YouTube. And so hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. If you appreciate this content and you like watching me day trade live, don't forget to click the like button right now on this video. It would definitely be a favor to me if you could click the like button. And so do it now if you want to help support us, and I appreciate it if you do. And yeah, guys, good luck for the rest of the day. I'll put my watch list video out later on in the day, and hopefully I can continue doing well tomorrow as well. So anyways, guys, good luck. I'll see you all then, and thanks for watching.